I'm Allie Counterman. I'm from Pensacola, Florida, but I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri with my dad until I moved in with my grandma when I was about 12. And around 14, I got sent to Kemper Military School in Boonville, Missouri. And that was the experience that changed my life. But I'm now at Wentworth and I'm going to be graduating.
Right now, Allie, what I'd like you to tell me about is the military school experience down at Kemper.
It was very scary when I first got there. It was nothing like any other place I've been because of the way the people were there. They were hardcore. It was all military. There was no joking around. You were there to be disciplined and you got disciplined. But I learned a lot and I gained a lot of friends that I still talk to and that I will never forget. And of course there was always the people that you don't like, but you learn to deal with that. And basically it's something you can't ever forget, even if you wanted to. It was just so different from any kind of world I'd ever experienced. So it was fun though.
Okay. Now, tell me about what was your best experience at military school?
My best memory was when I had a can of paint and I was going up the stairs. I was brand new and they were painting for Parents Weekend because it was this big deal, the biggest event of the year. And I fell down the stairs and I still caught the paint. None of it got on me and nothing happened. And that's when all the cadres started liking me. That's when they liked me. That's how I became they're one of their favorite people because I did something stupid and I wasn't mad about it. Nobody was mad about it. Everyone saw it and they thought it was funny. So that's kind of how I was liked at that school. And it takes a lot for people to like you there. So you can't forget it. And most of the girls think of it as you will always remember your friends. Every friend that you make is the most important person in the entire world to you because you live with them. They become your sisters, they become your best friends, and it's nothing like it would be if you lived at home. It's the sisterhood, it's the bond, it's more fun, but there's also the bad things about it, all the drama that comes with it, and all the healing you have to learn to deal with together, all the hardships and everything. But I learned a lot from the schools I've been at. I've learned a lot. And I've made friends that will last a lifetime.
And would you recommend military school to?
I think that military school is for not just anyone, but maybe people who need the discipline. Because I wouldn't have graduated high school if I wouldn't have gone there. I would have never gone to school. This has changed who I am. It really has. I wouldn't have graduated. I wouldn't have gone to college. I wouldn't have made anything of myself. I wouldn't want to. I'd just go to school and maybe sometimes if I wanted to go to school, but you learn to structure yourself and you make plans for yourself ahead in life. And it really will get you somewhere.
And what are your plans for next year, continuing your education?
I will be going home to Pensacola Junior College in Pensacola, Florida, and living there. And hopefully I will transfer over to Florida State University and going to major in journalism.
Let's talk a little bit about Kemper now. When you found out that Kemper was closing, obviously you were there, and how did just take me through that, how you found out and what your feelings were, what everybody's feelings were. I mean, was everybody glad, or that kind of thing?
This is the pretty ironic thing about it. I was at home and I was supposed to return for summer school to go there, and it was on June 6th or something, and I get this call from my friend 3 days before summer school. And she's like, Kemper closed down. And I was like, oh my God. And I was excited, and I thought I was done with military school the rest of my life. And I was like, yeah, I get to be a normal teenager again. But then I started realizing, like, I'm never going to see these people again. I didn't say a permanent goodbye because I thought I'd be there. I thought that was the rest of my high school was going to be there. And it wasn't. And it was after that, it became the most heartbreaking thing ever. I missed my friends. I missed that school. And I knew I couldn't change anything about it. And they talked about reopening it, and it just, we knew it wouldn't happen. It was kind of impossible at the time.
And how did your classmates, I know you didn't get to talk to all of them, but the ones you did talk to, how did they feel about Kemper closing down?
Some were relieved in the same situation that I was. They thought that they'd never have to go back to a military school. They didn't think any other one existed because that was the first that they'd ever heard of. And after a while, we thought about it, and we'd still talk to each other, and we were like, oh my God, I was at school. And it just became a really depressing situation.
Okay. And if you found out today that Wentworth's going to close, how would you feel about that?
I would be really sad because of everyone I've ever met here. They have changed my life so much, and they've had such an impact on me. Even the teachers, some of the teachers, this faculty, it's really sad. When you're in the situation and you're at the place, you're like, oh, I hate it so much. But then you get away from it, and you're like, I love that place. This is my home away from home, so it always has been, even though I don't like to admit that all the time, but it has been.
And then, have you been back to Kemper at all, to the grounds?
No, I have not.
Yeah. How do you think you'd feel if you went and saw the place?
My heart would be in my throat, because that would just, I saw pictures, because they had a auction my first year here. They had an auction there, and a couple of the former Kemper cadets went, and they took pictures for me, and that still made me upset. Just seeing, it's just buildings, empty buildings. And when I was there, it was always people and running inside and outside of the buildings, and just having fun or marching around and doing all that. But I would really be sad.
Okay. Yeah, I would think that I know how I'd feel if Wentworth closed down. It'd be like losing a part of me. I know maybe for you it wouldn't be, or you yet, but I tell you what, the older you get, the more you're going to miss this place. When you come back, there's going to be a lot of memories coming out.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to imagine now, but you got to trust me. Well, you're one of the few people that have ever attended Kemper and Wentworth, and how does that make you feel?
Well, at first I kind of felt like I was just being pushed away, but I got here and I knew what I was doing, so I already knew what I was doing, but I got a lot of crap for that when I came here. People that we were rival schools, it was hard to come here. I told my dad, I was like, I'm not getting in the car. That's my rival school. I'm not going. And, I ended up, but it was really hard to come here. Just knowing. But also, my other friends were here from my other school, so it helped a lot to have them, to know people, to come someplace and you feel so alone and you're like, what am I doing here? And just to know somebody, it's nice.
And do you feel that that Wentworth accepted you all, or the staff and faculty, or did the cadets not accept you? I don't know what you went through.
Some cadets were kind of mean about it, but it was just little, just until they got to know me. because it was just like teasing, joking around. They did it with all of us. They just like to joke around with us, and but most of them never had even been there to visit, like, so I don't see why they would, but it was not that bad when I got here.
And why, and I don't mean to embarrass you in front of your friends, and you don't have to answer the question, why did your folks send you to, or was it your choice to go to Kemper? I mean, how did that all start?
I had a really, really bad attitude problem. Really, really bad attitude problem. And I didn't get along with my parents at all. And things got really bad, and I guess they didn't know what else to do, because I hated being at home. And it was just a really not comfortable situation being at home. And to this day, it's still not that wonderful, but I was sent to Kemper not knowing I was going there at all. It was kind of like, here, get out of the car, we're here. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? What is this? And yeah, I wasn't very happy about it. But I'm kind of happy I went through it, honestly, because I would be nowhere in life right now. And I'm really happy that I graduated high school.
Good for you. It's hard. I know it's hard. Keep in mind, the people who are going to see this are Wentworth alumni, okay? I want them to understand, I want them to be shocked that Wentworth could close down just like Kemper. And to listen to some Kemper alums talk about the love they had of that school, I want them to feel that same love or loss when they see this video. I'm going to interview 3 other people that are Kemper grads. So I'll combine them and try and make sense out of it all. But is there anything that you would want to tell the Wentworth Old Boys, like get off your ass and help the school, or, you know, I mean, what advice would you give to those guys?
If you want your school to stay here with you, and you don't want to lose a part of your heart, because that's what I felt like I lost. I felt like I lost a part of my heart, and that will happen if nobody starts this. Like, if somebody doesn't step up, that's what's going to happen, and it's really, really traumatic. It's sad, and those were the only 2 military schools left. But now there's only one co-ed one in Missouri that is known very much. And if you want it to stay known, you need to do something about it, because it can easily happen. No one ever thought it would happen to Kemper. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're closed down permanently. You will never see any of us again. And it's just very, very heartbreaking. It breaks your heart.
So you were really mad about the Wentworth Rats Creed. Go ahead.
I was mad about the Rats Creed because I didn't want to study it. I thought I would be putting down my school anyway, and I just didn't like that. I refused to do it. I told them I wasn't going to say it. But then they told me I wouldn't get my hat raised if I didn't say it, so. But I didn't like that too much. When I first got here, there was like 10 of us, I think, and then last year there was only like 4 of us. And now it's just me. And I never thought I'd be the only one. But it's really sad because they just kind of drifted away. And it's pretty depressing. But I know they're all right. They're doing good.
Actually, I'm not trying to get you emotional here, but just sitting here talking about this, you're kind of the last of Kemper. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, it's you should feel honored, but at the same time, man, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, I am. But I'm the only one probably that could have survived it. Nobody else wanted to just finish this, you know. They went on for their senior year somewhere else, and I just kind of had to finish it, and I'm glad I did.